Oh, hey there. Welcome to another Cooking with Nick, where this week we make my world famous sheet metal worker churros. If I'm being totally honest, I've never made these before, but it looks like a really simple recipe, so let's get at it. The dough to make the churros is actually pretty simple. It's a quarter stick of butter, which we have right here, a cup of water, 2 teaspoons of sugar, and a pinch of salt. The recipe says to bring all those ingredients to a boil, and then to pour 2/3 of a cup of flour inside and mix vigorously. So that's what we're about to do. Once you let down this abomination cool down for a few minutes, you then put in 1 egg. And mix that vigorously. Once that egg is mixed in, you get your oil on the stove, ready to boil. You can do this just in a saucepan, you don't need a lot of oil. And then you put your mixture in this, which I think is called a piping bag. Not entirely sure why, but that's what we're gonna go with, piping bag. Then you pipe them into the oil, I guess. We've got 5 of them sizzling up right now, and we're gonna see how they turn out before we continue with any more, because I'm not entirely confident with this whole procedure. It looks like these are ready to come off, so I'm gonna pull them off right now. The recipe told me to use the smallest piping tip that I had, and maybe I have a very small piping bag, but these things came out ridiculously tiny. So we're gonna move to a bigger tip for the rest of them. All right, we're going to a bigger tip. Maybe we'll see some better results. Well, that bigger tip seemed to be the jackpot. These no longer look like French fries. You can tell by comparison with that bigger tip how much of a difference it made. So I think that's what we're going to stick with. One thing I forgot to mention is you're going to want to roll these in a cinnamon and sugar mixture before they cool off. Just so you get an end result that kind of looks like that. Well, there's the end product. They turn out really nice. Small, but nice. Now it's time to see what these are all about. Psych. Can't make a cooking video without talking about skilled trades. So a lot of people ask me how I got my start in the skilled trades. And truthfully, I started really late in the trades. I toiled around in a bunch of different jobs, worked in a couple factories, was really unhappy. And then I moved to London when I was about 24 years old. And how I got in the trade was as simple as hitting the pavement and dropping out resumes to random companies across the city. It really is that easy. When I was younger, coming out of high school, there weren't a lot of organizations out there like there is today promoting trades. Had those been around when I was exiting high school, I think my decision would have been a lot easier and I wouldn't have wasted the amount of years I did experiencing other jobs. They were great experiences, but ultimately they kind of held me back from what my destiny was, and that was working in a skilled trade. Now, what we're all here for. There's a few takeaways I have from this recipe. One, the piping bag, either mine is too small and I need to purchase a bigger one, or it was just someone whacked out when they just said, use the smallest tip possible. These look alright. They're a decent size, but they could have been much bigger. So I think next time, I'll be aiming for a much bigger churro. Otherwise, they look delicious, and I think it's time that we fire one down the old hatch here. I've got some melted chocolate here too. But before I fire one down the hatch, I'd just like to say thank you for joining in on the Cooking with Nick while we experience new foods and made my world famous sheet metal worker churros. Until next time, friends, stay safe, take care of each other, and I'll catch you in the next video. These are amazing. And the best part, I didn't have to pay $83 for 6 of these at the Western Fair. That's right. Someone's gonna need some ointment for that burn.